Adults with dementia, Alzheimer's, and other memory challenges need top-notch care customized for their age and their culture. American Senior Communities provide that excellent care. Melanie Perry is the Director of Memory Care Support Services, and she's with us today. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am very good, and I hope you are. We've had many conversations over the years about the wonderful services you provide in the area of memory care, but you're adding some new things.
We are, and I just want to preference our talk just by saying that I am in a room by myself in a community, so that's why I'm not wearing a mask, or otherwise I would be masked up
well,
today,
thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
Sure. But indeed, we are offering a new program because we realize that the generation of residents that we are serving is in transition right now. So previously, the majority of our residents, and it still is the majority of our residents that we have been serving, are those from the silent generation. But now we're seeing that we are in transition to the baby boomer generation, those individuals who were born between the years of 1946 to 1964, and we want to make sure that we're serving them properly with our programs and decor and all aspects of life.
Well, let's talk about that specifically. When I was reading all the material, I thought, what a great idea, and I probably wouldn't have thought about it, but you've really put some thought into this and what will resonate with people from the boomer generation.
Sure. So we realize that there are significant lifestyle and somewhat personality differences between the silent generation, those from the silent generation, and the baby boomer generation as a trend. So, for instance, we know that people from the silent generation had a different choice of music. The decor in their homes was a little bit different. The food that they were eating was even a little bit different, maybe a little bit more meat and potatoes type of a diet, whereas baby boomers were the first generation to really start exploring more meal options from different ethnicities, and then certainly music and then activity choices significantly different between those from the silent generation versus those from the baby boomer generation. So we just wanted to be sure we're representing those changes and those differences within our programs.
What a terrific move on your part. So, but that's kind of a big operation to shift to that next level and customize this for people. What do you notice when the people you serve are in an environment that they can recognize? What do you see?
So we see when people are in an environment that speaks to them, that speaks to who they are as individuals, that they tend to be more settled, they tend to have less anxiety, they tend to be more engaged in the world around them, and just an overall higher quality of life, and I would say, just the different, kind of at peace, if you will, within their environment. Whereas if we have an environment that doesn't speak to them quite so much, then they might be a little more anxious to go home, to go someplace else, to find a place that does speak to them, or they just may stay in their accommodations a little bit more frequently rather than coming out and social as much as we can be, during the current circumstances.
Well, Melanie, how much do you depend on the family to provide the things we just saw, which were the photographs and maybe items from their past?
Yeah, so our family members are absolutely essential in helping us to create a world for our residents that, again, speaks to them, that is recognizable to them. So we encourage families to really think about this as a process and help them understand this process known as retrogenesis, where people with dementia go back further into their history. So if we have somebody from the baby boomer generation, that may mean some of the more the first baby boomer generation that's coming to us are going to be those people who may be somewhere in the 1950s and 60s in their recollection or their interpretation of life. So we want to make sure that we're telling family members, please bring in musical selections or tell us what music your loved one would have loved during that time period, or bring in decor that bespeaks maybe a home that looks like it did in the 50s as opposed to 2020. And so the family members are absolutely essential in bringing in those aspects of life that the resident recognizes from their past, therefore recognizes as their own, and again helps them feel settled and happier in their environment.
Melanie, thank you for this. This is so promising all the way around, but we look to American Seniors Communities for that very thing. So thank you, Melanie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. We'll be back with more Lifestyles right after this, David.